Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature. They tend to hate on you when they can't get rid of you. I ain't going nowhere, 20-year career minimum. Call Hit Boy for beats, ask for 10 of them. I don't follow trends, I swing the pendulum. If the bag good, I'm gonna give her some. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Yeah, alright, my flow sinister. Never lied in my rhymes, you can go ask Jennifer. That's my mom's name. I create and find change. My mind frame ensures that forever I reign.
With your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah, put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach. Put me in the game. They put me in, so I'm going in. You play for fun, I'm playing to win. Back on the wall, I'm ready for war. If I beat
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, we finish off Week 4 with a good Monday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Here's Demir Berg to return from his end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Starting the drive with Algier. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Sometimes that's the danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Falcons at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season, and they fell in the opener. Got back on the beam with a win in Week 2, but stumbled again last week to fall under 500. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. The Falcons send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. This will be fielded at the 17. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
On the check. With Ryan.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll scratch out only about a yard after the 32. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll set up a throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
Check contact, check contact.
He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to get it back here just past the 35.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
And complete to Drake London. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. Back to throw here. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're saying.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to get this down near the 25. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready, because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows to get the ball to him right away.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They're going to look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Brought down by Willie Gay.
Here we go.
We're scoreless after 1. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Ready. Steal. Check steal.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And keep your eye on that man. 4 sacks last week, 1 there here in the second quarter. He can be so disruptive.
So what was he doing in the first quarter? What was going on?
Took a nap.
I think he tried to lull him to sleep a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you've got me this week. No longer. And you know, with the 4 sacks last week, it's obvious.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers?
And that's caught at the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 22-yard line.
Ready. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Back to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
They'll set up to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. Touchdown, Vikings! T.J. Hockenson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Vikings 7, Falcons 0.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Bird to return from his end zone.
Jameer Bird on the return. The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive I just don't expect him to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Ready.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely got to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
This is fielded at the 27. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And
now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 58 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point forthcoming. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Vikings 14, Falcons nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Bird to return from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Come on, set.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. He's going deep for Brown. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get the football here at their own 23. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 77 yards. And the Vikings have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
The score, Vikings 21, Falcons nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Bird to return from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Ready up.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at...
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. He'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Touchdown, Vikings! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and it is 28-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today. When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one is incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well. So give some credit to the defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
They'll throw now on the final play. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And now here is another interception. Andrew Booth picks it off. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Dragon 60. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready.
Now back to throw. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And out across midfield down to the 45. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time. Now a gain of 20 here.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
70 Lions. Ready.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Yet again, just a bruising carry. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 12 more yards there and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That goes for a gain of 31.
3.
They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. And they'll run again. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes this 35-0 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Bird to return from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
He's going deep for Brown. And my goodness, another interception. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. 3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
Tiger. 19, Tiger. Let go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Seven Pirates.
Looking to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
Bird to return from his end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Second and 4. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Daniil Hunter bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far. Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Hey, check Vega.
They're going to try and throw. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. They get this out left. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Denzel Mims, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Bird to return from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And the tight end goes in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game,
touchdown! Denzel Mims with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Bird to return from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that flag accepted. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. He'll look to throw. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Looking downfield for Jones. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this. What I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. The pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Lorenzo Carter leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT.